Good morning, it's Miss Betty, and today we are cooking on Farm Rich. What are we cooking today, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked me, because this Southern cook is going to show you how to cook cabbage. Now, you do know that I am a soul food cook, so I am trying to leave as many soul recipes behind that I can, because we have to teach our youth how to make these wonderful dishes. So I've already, for the sake of time, cut my cabbage up. It was a medium-sized cabbage. I also kept some of the green leaves because back in the day they had the green leaves that's on the outer part of the cabbage. And if you go to the grocery store now, a lot of times you will find in the box all the green leaves have been tossed aside. Well, I love those green leaves because that is what make your cabbage good. So once I get those cut up just like I do my collard greens, then I put them in the pot first so that they can get done, because they are a little tougher than the average cabbage. I also kept one of my wedges because I wanted you to see exactly what I do when I cut my cabbage up. I cut it in 4 pieces and then I cut it into wedges, and make my pieces that I'm going to put in my pot. Now, there is another secret. You can actually just take the whole wedge, put it on a cookie sheet, and put it in the oven, but that's not what we're going today. I do have cooking on the stove a pot with my smoked neck bones, and my broth is already ready for my cabbage. And once I get that broth ready and my meat taken off the bone, it will only take less than 30 minutes to prepare this dish of cabbage. So you watch as I show you how to make cabbage. So first of all, I just wanted to show you how I cut my wedges. You can just simply chop them as I did, just like this. And they are ready. I always rinse my cabbage off with cold water, and then I let them sit for a moment because I don't want them to be waterlogged. These cabbage are now pot ready. So let me go ahead and get the cabbage in the pot. I'll come back and I'll show you exactly how I am going to season my cabbage. It's so easy. I bet you can do it. There are so many variations of ways that you can cook your cabbage. Now, I am going to show you the most simplest way possible to cook your cabbage, because I am here to teach, to make sure that you are learning, and that way you can cook them the way that you want to once I show you my procedure. Remember, cooking is a preference. So that means that you do it your way and I'll do it my way. So I do have my green leaves and they're cooking and they're almost ready to go. Here I have 1/4 of a cup of canola oil. I have my seasonings already mixed together that I am going to use to season my cabbage. So of course you always know that I use Lorry in every dish practically, but you got to be careful. Watch your salt intake. I also use just regular table salt, some black pepper, and I am going to put in just a few of some red pepper flakes to give my cabbage that perfect kick that it will need. So these cabbage are ready to start. Now, I do not cook my cabbage long because cabbage do not take long. Some people like to cook them for a long time. I do not. So with my fire on a medium heat, I'm going to go ahead and start putting my cabbage in here in my pot. And I am using a 7-quart Dutch oven. The secret of cooking is to make sure that you got plenty of room in your cooking utensil so that your food can cook properly. If you start with the pot that's too small, let's say for instance I started with my 3-quart, it would not hold all the cabbage in order for me to get them seasoned properly. Now, they might fit in the 3-quart when I get done, but you cannot start in a 3-quart pot. You got to start in a larger pot, okay? So these are my cabbage. And again, this is one medium cabbage that we are using today. I'm going to add a fourth of a cup of canola oil. What do the canola oil do? It aids in making your vegetables tender, okay? I also have my seasoning that's already pre-measured, and we'll just dump it on there. And that's it. Once you cook your meat, always cook your meat ahead of time so that you have this perfect little broth that's going to help season your vegetables. So I have my cabbage in here. We'll bring them to a boil. We'll let them cook, and I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like. Basically, cabbage do not take very long. And once I put the cover on here, they'll begin to steam. Some people like their cabbage a little crisp. Some like them so done that they almost turn yellow. That's not me. I like my cabbage to still be a little green when they are done. So here we go. They're in the pot. They're cooking, and I will come back and show you what they look like. This is a quick and simple recipe. It won't take long, and I guarantee you that if you want cabbage on your table today, you will be able to go to the store right now, buy you a cabbage, and in 2 hours you will be eating your cabbage. That's it. My cabbage are now complete. It don't take long. Once you bring them to a boil, especially cooking them in a Dutch oven that's going to hold its heat, the cabbage will begin to finish cooking there. But look how pretty and green they still are. They're not mushy. They're firm, but they're done. And they have such a beautiful color. This will make a pretty dish on your table. So today we have made steamed cabbage, cooked in smoked neck bones, seasoned with a little canola oil, some seasoning, some salt, some pepper, and other seasonings of my choice. You can use the choice that you like. You can also go salt-free, whatever it is that you like. Make you a pot of cabbage. It is so easy. You too can be that Southern cook. So thank you for joining Miss Betty on Farm Ridge today, and let's make some cabbage.